What is up, everyone? Welcome to the breakdown here for the Tri-State Open for the EPL. Just as a refresher, if you are coming over from the snake side or the middle, we're going to be talking about the Dorito side. So the Dorito side, we are just going to consider that everything from that tower over. For the middle, it's going to be everything over from there all the way over through here. And then the snake side, we're just considering everything else over from there. So if you haven't checked out those videos, make sure that you go ahead and do that. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and jump into this Dorito side and see some options. Now, something that we already saw was that brick definitely being an issue. I mean, you can see it right off the box here. We already know that that's going to be an issue for people running out. I think the thing that you're going to be able to use to your advantage is switching up how deep or how shallow you're going. So if you change up your route, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for them to shoot you. I think this tower coming out this way should be relatively safe. Now, I wonder, make sure, yeah, I'm not 6 foot. I wonder if you skimmed it over the top of the brick, if you could shoot into there and help the snake side lane shooting into there and kind of putting some pressure on that. At least for the first couple shots, you know, shooting straight through the middle here and just trying to drop in maybe for the deeper route. And then if you go heads up, that might be the move here. Let's look. So looking heads up, you would be able to see at least the moves on this Dorito side. But because of these wedges here, if they take inside moves, this guy is not going to be able to see that. So you just need to understand, just like we saw in the middle, if you are shooting this way, yes, you can control the move from this Dorito to here, the little Dorito to this one, but you can't see the move on the inside and if they crawl over. So there is that snake beam there. So just to assume that you have them trapped is not going to be wise. If you really needed to, you could shoot over at the snake side, but like we saw in the snake side breakdown, it's going to be tough to get out there. I think people making it off the break is going to be rare. If they do make it a bunch off the break, then the other teams off the break shooting probably needs some work, just because of how big those gaps are. But let's look as we go out. So what I'll do first is come out to this little Dorito, and then we'll look at the other ones. We'll kind of zigzag on the way up. So on the way out, I'm just trying to see who is it that shoots me. So that tower does have a shot through here. They could skim it right through here, and it'll drop into this zone. So that could be an option, but if you take the deep route, you might be able to avoid it. If they pick up the shot a little bit more, then if you dive shallow, then you could probably get in here okay. I don't see a lot of other people to worry about. I mean, technically that Aztec, but that's such a far shot, and they're doing it on the move. That's going to be pretty risky. Let's see if it's worth it to even come to this Dorito. So you can't really help out down the tape. If you wrap, you really only have your tower. And maybe if they're at these wedges, but other than that, I don't really see a reason to come here. Can you do anything on this? No. So this is not a great bunker to come to do anything. Now, if you're using this as a delay, let's say for some reason that you're getting shot, you know, going across and using this as a delay, that could be something, because I guess if you overslid and then came up, then you'd be able to beat that center before they got set up. Let's look at this Dorito, though. Let me turn it, and let's look. Yeah, this is pretty safe to get up to here. Like we saw, though, the threat is going to be this brick. So this brick can shoot through here. So if you are going to go running and gunning, that would be the shot that you need to be shooting back at. Or if you're just going to dive in, just that's going to be your big threat. So do I dive shallow or deep? That's what's going to be kind of tough, or is going to be your decision, I mean. Let's see. Once you're here, though, you actually could dive the deep route, and then once you're here, you're blocked out. There's there's really no one that can shoot you other than someone down your wire, but they'd have to get there quick. So if you dove out to here and then crawled up, that could be an option as you make the move up. I don't really see a lot of options inside. I really feel like this Dorito side is going to be kind of the first punch. Like the Dorito side and the middle are going to be the ones that are the bigger moves, and the snake can kind of be there to help clean up. Because I'm not seeing a whole lot. Like, yeah, I can wrap and shoot inside. I have to be careful down this inside wire. And if someone's already here and set up, I can't see them until I'm committed and already in this gap. So that would be someone that you'd really need to be careful of. Now, something that I'm highly skeptical of this, but it would be something to try to see if this bounce does work. Bounce it off here, and I wonder if it'll skip over into that starfish. I don't know where it's going to bounce into, but this could possibly be an option to see if that's going to skip over enough that it would put that guy in, so then you can make the move across. If it freaks him out enough, that's really all that you need. Now let's see. Okay, so the tower here would be able to shoot like we saw. Obviously the middle. If someone is set up here, that'd be interesting. And down the wire, I'm not super worried about that. And then into the snake too, they'd be able to shoot cross field, but I don't see them getting there very early. I'm not saying this is a free run, because you do have some stuff you have to check off, but man, there's a couple options. Like you could definitely see if you can go all the way around and up, diving straight across, diving in and then diving across. Could you, who is it again that can shoot that? So, I mean, if you know that someone's making the move across and going straight into this Dorito here, and they're kind of going straight that way, it would just be a matter of seeing how they're getting there. But yeah, you have some options for sure. Like even if you kind of took like a deeper, like a middle route through here, and then dove in. That, yeah, it's going to be interesting. This is definitely going to be, yeah, I think the Dorito side's going to have some fun on here. Be running a lot. We saw Snake side already is the patience side. We have to make sure that we're being patient over there. But the Dorito side, man, both these, it's going to be a lot of running, I think, on here. Maybe some bigger bites on this Dorito side, and then patience on the Snake side. Some bigger bites in the middle, and then just, yeah, this is going to be an interesting layout to see how everyone plays it. So on the move up, I mean, the inside move to here, it's only the tower that you really have to worry about. So I guess if they are... So the middle is going to be the biggest support to help slow down the Dorito side. If they aren't established yet and someone's in this tower and they're shooting through this channel, at least you're going to be able to see if they're on the outer section or if they're taking that inside route. If it's the inside route, you can't really do a whole lot about it. But at least you could stop them from getting out wider. Could you beat that? What I'm trying to see here is if I could actually lay down basically and crawl up into this W. It could be possible. It might be possible. I think someone that's taller might still be able to get a shot there, but just look at that. That would definitely be something to look at, because if you can lay down and basically crawl up, I mean, man. Yeah, that brick is going to catch you there. The middle... Yeah, that middle's a thorn in your side, like we already saw. That's going to be a big thorn there, and then also because this brick has this shot here, yeah, getting here is going to be, it's going to be the creativity that's going to help you here. So let's make the move up to here, because I think the options are this. You kind of brute force it down here. Like you could wrap, try to put that guy in, maybe even try to bounce it off the wedge, see if that skips in as well. That bounce might work a little bit better than from further back like we saw. And then make the move up. Let's see on the inside. So if the middle is just tucked in and shooting this gap here, at least you can come up to here maybe wrap and surprise them a little bit. I don't think that's going to be a for sure kill. That might be when you need to send someone through to go bunker that guy out. But definitely make sure on these moves, is someone in here? If they are, you have to worry about that. That guy is going to be a huge, huge threat. I mean, you'd be able to know if the brick is there because they have to keep pressure. You can dive across here, and if they don't have paint, it's going to be very tough for them to get that shot because they have to have the first one or two balls on point there. This outside move is the one that they'd be able to at least kind of roll off and shoot into this gap. So, yeah, let's see as we're moving up though. This is going to be the choke point, I think, for the Dorito side. I think you have options to make the moves up, but this gap through here is going to be a tough one for sure. Let's see. Let's say that we make it into here. Fine. Inside, you could definitely put pressure on them. Maybe drop it into the snake if they're in there from here. Obviously, they can do the same shot back, so just be careful of that. This is where shooting down the wire actually could be helpful because you're able to slow down the progression because you can see down the wire. So because of that, they can't just. If this was inset and they could crawl up to the 50, then that would be a different story. But you can shoot down the wire and at least have pressure that way. Come on, turn. Let's see here. Yeah, once you're here and crawling up, you're good. I mean, the person that might be able to shoot you is if there's someone in that can. Or is that the can or is that the pin? Yeah, that's the can. The can are these wedges shooting down and just kind of dedicated to that. Man, that's going to be... I mean, the middle would have to like crawl back, stand up in here, and shoot down. But I feel like by the time they crawl back, you've already made the move. Yeah, I don't know too much about that one. So inside shots aren't fantastic. I guess if there was someone in these wedges, you could pop up real quick. I mean, there are some over-the-top shots, but I would recommend probably wrapping. If there's no one down your wire, there's no reason to not do that. If there's no one down your wire, I would say just crawl. I don't think this Dorito might be able to shoot down on you, but if there's no one there, like if you kind of if they're trapped in like the tower, could the tower shoot that? They'd have a really weird shot. They'd have to back up to shoot it. I feel like even with the home, them shooting this way, you might be able to get underneath it. This is something that you'd want to try because I think you could stay super low and crawl underneath and then start getting behind people. So once you're here, obviously if there's anyone in the middle, someone in the little starfish there in the cans. If you're wrapping, definitely surprising people there in the tower. You can't do this, of course, if there's anyone in those Doritos or that Dorito right there. Yeah, and then it's just kind of closing from there. Yeah, I think the moves on the D side are definitely going to be interesting because you're going to be able to have a lot of options to dive out here. But then we have that choke point. And this is going to be that choke point that this is the danger zone that you need to get through. Once you get through this, then it's just kind of attacking. And then, oh, sorry, we didn't check this. Let me see if we make this move up, if this is worth... Yeah, you could probably shoot them over the top there if you shot down. Obviously, if they try to make it through that gap, that middle. I mean, this trying to come up to here. If there's someone in that middle, they're gonna cut you in half. Aztec is able to see that as well. Yeah, because one of the moves I was looking at was having someone try to come up and then being able to crawl across. So it's not impossible. I think that this still could be an option if you need to make a move across because let's look. I wanted to say that there was something I was looking at here. So if I go down, let's just tuck into this starfish and see. Maybe not. I mean, you can try to kind of like pinch people out. I guess it would be to come here to try to jump over to go and bunker someone. But I actually might take back what I said about, well, you would have that as an option, right? But the big threat is definitely going to be this gap right here. So trying to get through here, you're going to need to work together. Make sure, you know, even if you had someone like come here and wrap on the middle, or whoever it is that's shooting this gap through here, and then someone dives through and then crawls up, then, you know, it's almost like you could ignore this guy here, like let this guy go through and go shoot people, or this guy. Oh, apparently I need to go to sleep. This guy, I think they might be able to still be tucked in, but it at least could put pressure on him, and then someone sends out from that other Dorito and goes up. So I think that you'd be able to do this with two people, or if they're not here. If they're not here and they're just in the brick, you know, put the guy in and you could probably dive across. Not that they can't roll off, but I think the big threat is going to be this starfish here. Or if they're doing like a two-man operation. And technically the home can sort of see it, but they're blocked out. No, I take that back. They're pretty blocked out. So yeah, so that's the Dorito side. I think it's going to be interesting to see how you guys play it. I think it's going to be a lot of interesting creativity in the Dorito side in the middle, and then the snake side, like we looked at already, it's I think going to be a more patient side. I don't think you're going to have super free moves, but just like we saw here, you know, there are ways to lock down the Dorito side as well, but you can't really sleep on that guy, because if they get through, then it's going to be putting pressure on the other players on your team. So, you know, put down what you guys think. If you haven't gone over to the snake side or the middle videos, please head over there. If you've already watched those, thank you. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please make sure that you go ahead and do that. And thanks again to the EPL for bringing me on board to do these. And good luck. As always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.